Hello, Dad. This is Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast, and today's topic is this: what I learned at swim lessons. Let's do it.
Hi, my name's Nico, and you're listening to my dad, Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast. Thanks for listening. Pretty good. Now can we listen to it?
Yep. So today I took Nico to another swim lesson. We've been doing swim lessons for the last couple months at an amazing swim school here in San Diego. And it's the same school that we were doing things last summer and fall, but then we took a little bit of a break because Nico got sick for a while, so he couldn't be in the pool, and then the winter happened, and anyway, we're back on track to get him up and ready for swimming, because swimming is, and the water, one, it's important to have your kid know how to swim, I think, just in a safety sense. But living in San Diego, we have lots of access to water. We don't have a pool ourselves, but there's lots of friends and family members that might have access to pools. And then also, being in San Diego, the ocean is right here. And so I love the ocean. I love surfing. I love body surfing. I love being at the beach. And thankfully, my son does too. He loves the ocean and has a blast down there. So swim lessons were really important for him, so that he was confident in the water. One, if he was at a pool and he didn't have to have like swimmies on the whole time, and us parents stressing about whether he was going to be sinking or floating. But then also at the ocean, I mean, obviously he's 4.5 years old, so he's not alone by himself in the ocean. I'm there all the time because you have to, what I'm teaching him is the ocean is very fun, and at the same time it's very powerful, and you need to respect it. So I'm teaching him as much as I can every single time about him just understanding the current, understanding when a wave jostles you, how to get yourself out of it, all those kind of things. But he's having a blast. But what I was sitting back back at the swim lesson today, it's a half-hour lesson, and there's 3 kids in a lesson. We have this great instructor, Bailey, who's been teaching Nico amazingly well, better than any of the other instructors, and he's doing awesome. But as I was sitting and watching Nico learn today, like a couple of things came up for me. One was, I guess what it came down to was I was feeling almost less than in a way, because I felt like I should be teaching him how to swim myself. And it was an interesting thought, or an emotion I was feeling, like watching somebody else teach my kid how to do something. Like I felt almost like, oh my gosh, like I'm not as good a dad because I'm not teaching my own kid to swim. Now, I know how to swim, but I don't know how to teach Nico how to swim. You know, there's things that I was doing with Nico in the pool a couple years ago that, you know, he was having fun, and I was like getting him used to like water being in his face and all those kind of things. But I was tentative with him because I knew he didn't know how to swim, and he'd jump into the pool and, you know, he'd be underwater, and I was looking at him and I'm like, all right, is that like survival instinct going to kick in, or are you going to come to the surface, or what? And like, nope, you're still a stone. I got to go get you, you know? So I couldn't teach him what to do. So, you know, we are at a swim school that's what they do. They teach little kids how to swim, and they know that's their expertise, you know? So there's that large part of me, like the rational part of me, or the conscious thinking part of me that says, yeah, you hire the people that are experts at teaching your kids to do those things. Like, it's not my responsibility, or I shouldn't have this judgment on myself that I should be doing all of that. In the same way that, like, when I wanted to learn how to play guitar, like, I learned a bunch of stuff myself, but then once I plateaued on that, I hired somebody to teach me how to learn or how to play guitar, like an instructor to do that. Or if you're doing golf lessons or something in your business, or a personal trainer, like that's just logical that you hire somebody that knows how to do it, that wants to do it in the way that you want to, and even more importantly, not only knows how to do it, but can teach you how to do it. Because again, somebody could hire me because like, hey, Jay, you know how to swim, and hey, Jay, you know how to surf, but like I couldn't teach you how to do those things, right? So that was a really interesting thing that I learned about myself in that watching that lesson, is that I felt insecure, or I felt like this self-judgment come up around me not being the one that's teaching my son everything. Like there's these stories of like, oh, I taught my kid how to ride a bike, and I taught him how to like write and read and all this kind of things. Like people don't do that. Teachers teach the writing and how to read and all those kind of things. I know how to read. I know how to write. I can't teach Nico how to do that. But for some reason with the swimming, that came up. So I don't know. Is that something that you guys have felt as well? Like, do you find that you're wanting, as a leader, as a dad, as a man, that you want to be the one, or you feel that you should be the one instructing and teaching and guiding all the time, your kids and no one else? I mean, like all the time, meaning like that no one else is doing that it should be only you or your wife or their mom. I know there's a lot of things that I will not be able to teach my kid. Like I said, like with writing and reading, like leave it to the teachers to do that. I'll support them and how they're doing it, and, do the work at home to support it and everything. But I know that's not something that I would do. And like, say if I were looking at like homeschooling, I don't think that'd be my role with my child, to homeschool him. I think, having teachers would be good. And be able to separate that out. He'll be able to take instructions from somebody else. So that's what I learned from this lesson. And it was only even part of the half-hour lesson where I had that come up and kind of examine that thought about myself, that I was judging myself for it. So if you've had that experience, I encourage you, please share it, because I'd love to learn from you about it. If that's something that you've felt or done or tried to control, and how did you work with that? Are you still trying to do that and teach them everything, or have you relaxed into that, or is that something that I'm a wacko about and trying to be a perfectionist dad about? Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. So put your comments there in the Dadhood Journey Facebook group. And until the next time, take care of yourself, take care of your families, be good to yourself, be good to your families. Don't judge like I was judging myself. Easier said than done. But we'll connect on the next episode.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. You can hang out with other dads in our Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for the Dadhood Journey, and apply to get in. See you there, and see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Perfect.
There you go, Dan.